Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and as you can quite clearly see, I'm actually playing Black Ops instead of Modern Warfare 3, which I'm sure is what you're generally used to seeing from me. But I've been playing Black Ops the last couple of days just because I feel a Black Ops gameplay would go a little bit better with this commentary, and I managed to get this game. This is actually quite a good game, if I do say so myself, and I managed to get a nice little streak towards the middle here, where the guys just literally kept running into my bullets. It was amazing. I think I pulled host in this game, which is why I was able to do so well, but yeah, this is a pretty good gameplay, but I'm not going to talk too much because I actually have a lot to go through. So yeah, I think I might give Modern Warfare 3 a bit of a break and maybe focus on Black Ops a little bit more. But I really just want to get into the topic at hand, which is of course my Black Ops 2 wishlist, which is basically what I want to see from Black Ops 2. You know, a lot of people have already done their wishlist like a month or two ago, back before we had any information about the game, apart from the fact that it would be coming out. But I kind of wanted to wait until we got a little bit more information about the game, so we actually knew what the game was going to be like, before I decided I would make my wishlist, so that, you know, when I did come to make my wishlist, that these things would actually be somewhat realistic. I might actually have a chance of making it into the game. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. The first thing I'd like to see from this is that it would run off a better engine than Black Ops did, and this has actually been confirmed. Black Ops 2 will be running off a modified IW 5.0 engine. Now, to put this in perspective to you, this is the same engine that Modern Warfare 3 runs off of, except obviously it's going to be modified. I think they're making the textures better, with better lighting effects and lens flares and things like that. So at the very least, this game is definitely going to look better than Modern Warfare 3. So for all you guys who looked at the reveal trailer and said the graphics look crap, you genuinely don't know what you're talking about. That was one of the main downfalls of Black Ops, was the fact that it was running off the IW 3.0 engine, well, a modified IW 3.0 engine. To put this in perspective for you, that's basically the same engine as Call of Duty 4. And the only reason they used that was because they tried to use the Modern Warfare 2 engine, which was the IW 4.0 engine, but it would have taken way too long for them to code any sort of theater mode for it. And that was one of the main selling points of the game. Like, I mean, if they tried to code theater mode and that, it would have taken them too long to figure out how to do it, and they probably wouldn't have released the game in time. So they figured they might as well go back and just do it for the IW 3.0 engine. So that was the main downfall of that, and that kind of led to the hit detection issues, and, you know, a lot of people saying that the graphics weren't the best or anything like that. But they were running, I mean, at the time it was like a 3-year-old engine, so, you know, you got to bear that in mind. But thankfully it's all running off a brand new engine. It's going to be good graphics and great hit detection, so that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I mean, the main problem with Modern Warfare 3 is lag compensation, so hopefully by the time Black Ops comes out, they'll have, you know, lag compensation down, they'll know what they're doing, and, you know, make it so that it's not as much of a problem by then. So next thing, Black Ops style maps. Really do like it. I don't really like the fact that all the Modern Warfare 3 maps, they're like really small, they have loads of choke points and things like that. I like the fact, you know, it's big, it's open, I feel it's more strategic almost. So yeah, Black Ops style maps, that's what I want to see. In terms of the guns, I would very much like to see them, you know, pretty much keep the same style as they did in Black Ops, i.e. high recoil and low damage. This way it takes a lot more gun skill to kill people, and it means that the good players are going to beat the bad players more often than not. And I mean, if I lose a gunfight because I couldn't control my recoil, I really don't mind. You know why? Because that's on me. That's my fault for not being able to control the recoil. You know, I mean, I can't blame anyone else for that. That's my own personal failing. So I really don't mind if if the guns are a little bit harder to handle just in general. I'd also like to see very balanced weapons, and I mean, Treyarch did a pretty good job of this in Black Ops, especially towards the start. Like, don't get me wrong, the FAMAS and the 74U rapid fire, they were only, you know, slightly better than the rest of the guns, but it's the fact that it gave you that slight advantage meant that everyone used them, and that's why people started complaining about them and things like that. So but I mean, yeah, I'd really like to see, you know, really balanced weapons. At the same time, though, I mean, took me a while to get that sentence out, but at the same time, I don't want to see underpowered weapons like you had a lot of them in Black Ops. A lot of the submachine guns I felt were quite underpowered. They weren't quite as, you know, useful as a lot of the other weapons in the game. The shotguns I felt were quite underpowered as well. So if they could maybe balance it out where pretty much every gun is a viable option, that would be great. I know that's a lot easier said than done, but I think, you know, if there's anyone that could do it, I'd say Treyarch would definitely be one of the better is the better developer when it comes to Call of Duty, and I think they could probably get it done. But I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible now, because I feel that, you know, I may not get enough time to say all this, but I want point streaks to come back, the rumor to come back, which of course is great, and, you know, getting points for turning objectives and things like that, and the fact that you can get more than 1 point for capping a flag or something like that. I think it's like 2 points for capping an enemy flag is the rumor that's going around, so obviously that's great. I love to see that come back. That was one of the few things that Modern Warfare 3 did right for me. I'd definitely like to see the different strike packages come back, you know, Assault, Support, Specialist. Specialist is rumoured to come back, and I assume Assault definitely will. I'm not sure if Support will come back, and I really didn't mind Support. You know, if they're going to bring it back though, I would very much like it to be strictly non-lethal kill streaks. Nothing like stealth bombers or turrets or anything like that. You know, just keep it all like UAV, counter UAV, advanced UAV, SAM turret, you know, stuff like that, stuff that supports the team and doesn't just, you know, support your kills or anything like that. Nothing that can get you a kill, so I really don't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing proficiencies come back. That was another thing that I liked about Modern Warfare 3, and one thing that I actually quite missed in Modern Warfare 3 was combat training. Combat training was so useful. It meant that, you know, you didn't have to go into a game cold. You could just, before you go online, you could just go in, play a couple of games of combat training against bots just to get your aim in, and then go online, so that by the time you're online, your shot's in, you're confident, you know what you're doing, and it meant that you do better, you know, more often. You could get the shit games done and over with in combat training, which is something I really did like and I found really useful. So hopefully they'll bring that back. Also Black Ops style theater mode. I mean, yeah, Modern Warfare 3 theater mode, it had kill cams and stuff, but it had like, didn't have like half the features that the Black Ops theater mode did. So hopefully they're able to put the Black Ops theater mode back into the game with all the features that Black Ops had, and I would really like to see that. So man, I've kind of lost myself. I need to find out where I want to go. Now, in terms of perks, this is where the rumors kind of do it for me, because of a rumored perk called Spy, where it lets you show up as a friendly to the enemy. Now, I don't know about you, but that would just piss me right the fuck off. That would just be so annoying. So please, for the love of God, Treyarch, don't put that in the game. And you know, if you are planning to do that, just don't. And I think the only way you could counter it was if you unlocked like Spy, either Pro or Elite, because you can choose two, you know, Pro versions of it. But I can't remember which one, but one of them is meant to make it so that you can see other people using Spy, and that's just a ridiculously vicious circle. It means that only douchebags can see other douchebags being douchebags. I mean, that's just really bad. I mean, that's not going to work, Treyarch. So don't put that in the game. But I want to talk in terms of stealth perks. If they're going to split up the stealth perks like they did with in Modern Warfare 3 with Blind Eye and what was it, Blind Eye and Assassin, they should make it so that they're in the same tier, so that you can't have both. You can't be completely invisible, but you can be partially invisible. You know, I wouldn't mind that. Personally, I think they should either make it so that I think they should just take a perk like Assassin just out of the game, because it is just so annoying and so many people use it to camp. But then, you know, obviously to balance it out, either make the UAV weaker so that, you know, it doesn't swipe as often and people don't show up for as long, so that way it's not, you know, it's not ridiculously OP with nothing to counter it. But either that, or just remove the UAV and just make it so that you can only use a Blackbird, so if you want to see, you know, someone else on the map. And by Blackbird I mean obviously something that was the equivalent of the Blackbird in Black Ops. So either that, or just make it so that it's limited stealth. I mean, make it so that if you stay, you know, I mean, the first swipe of the UAV, it won't show you up, but if you're within, like, the same area, on the second swipe of the UAV, it's going to show you up. So, I mean, the only way that you can actually avoid the UAV is actually if you keep moving, so that if you use this to try and camp, it's going to be useless to you. So, I think that wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Obviously, I'd like to see the new game types. There are plenty of rumoured game types to come out, which actually is really what I like to see. I like to see something fresh and original in the game. In terms of sniping, I just want to see Call of Duty 4 sniping simple. I feel that, you know, Black Ops sniping is probably a little bit too difficult, especially at the start. You know, not so much towards the end. Towards the end isn't too bad. But, you know, a lot of people would consider Modern Warfare 3 sniping too easy. So I feel COD 4 sniping is just a perfect balance between the two. I hear rumours that they're going to take out, like, aim assist for the snipers and anything like that. And if they do that, I mean, you literally won't be able to hit anything with the sniper. So, I mean, I don't see why they need to keep singling out the sniper so much. I think if they just make it like Call of Duty 4, I think everyone can be happy there. I mean, I think that's a perfectly good compromise right there, but I'm sure there's someone who'll disagree with me. And I also hear rumors that knife is going to be a 2-hit kill, but then that's pretty much going to get rid of panic knifing. But if you want to run around the knife, there's a perk that'll make it a 1-hit kill. So I mean, that sounds pretty cool. In terms of death streaks, I mean, the simple solution is just not to put them in the game, but I don't really mind as long as there's something like juiced, you know, things that only give you a little bit of a boost. They don't punish other players for being good. But I also think that death streaks, you know, if they're going to put them in the game, they should just be locked out at, you know, whatever level you prestige at. You know, if it's Modern Warfare 3, they should be locked out at level 80, Black Ops level 50, whatever. Because once you make it the first prestige, bro, you're not a noob anymore. The game doesn't need to hold your hand. So I think that, I don't think, would be too unreasonable. And I think this kind of goes without saying, but no last stand, second chance, final stand, whatever the fuck you want to call it, just don't put it in the game. Dead Man's Hand, for God's sake, whoever put that in the game should be shot. Martyrdom is just annoying, and Painkiller, I didn't like that either. It wasn't too bad of an idea, but they just had too much health, I felt. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want from Black Ops 2. I do realize I've gone way over time, but hopefully you've enjoyed, and tell me what you want to see from Black Ops 2 yourself. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, anything, you know, that'd be great. Leave your opinions down in the comments. As always, this has been FrOzenSwipe. Hope you've enjoyed, and thanks for watching.